Do we need like a sunrise after, all right, a
Cut.
sunset after?
Cut. Morning, folks.
Then he says, "Give trouble, you know?
What?
You give trouble."
What? I just know me, baby.
And that is why I want to give a little trouble now because I behaved myself.
Oh
right?
no, I never
I
behaved.
behaved.
I can
really,
tell you, I used to get Wally Palik.
No, I can't.
I used to.
Do you ever get beaten in a bathroom?
Regular.
Really, Dennis?
Yeah, man.
Dennis, you are so rude.
Well, I know when you hear, and then my grandfather it up. So guess what? Like you just hear, you're not going to bathe. You're not going to bathe. And you lock the door, but you're locking doors.
My door, yeah.
Mighty God, it's 20
Good
minutes,
morning.
21 minutes after 6 o'clock. Let's make way for the headlines. TK's out of town, but we got Curly Sue, Kerlyn Brown. Good morning, Curls.
Great morning.
Good morning.
are
How
you?
are
You guys are in a
you?
good mood, I see. That's good.
Lovely.
We're always in a
You
good
used to
mood.
get beaten when you're little?
I used to cry once. They shout at me, so I didn't need to have any beating.
Really? So you never get no trouble? No, that's Oh, okay. Well, that's why you're here.
What?
Read the headlines. Yeah.
I wish I had that trick in my arsenal.
We just learn from here, Dennis. We learn from
All
there.
right, you need to learn to behave. All right, let's see what's in the headlines. Good morning, Sunrisers. Well, we know the topic. One of the hot topics, yeah. 5 men fatally shot in deadly police operation in Jacks Hill. More details are emerging about Monday's fatal police operation in Jacks Hill, where 5 men were shot and killed by law enforcement officers. Reports indicate that a team from the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigations branch, CTOC, acting on intelligence, conducted an operation in the upscale community. Now, law enforcement sources allege the deceased men were members of a Denham Town-based gang and were en route to carry out a contract killing in the area. The police say the group had been under surveillance and was intercepted before the planned attack could take place. According to reports, the men opened fire on the officers, prompting the lawmen to return fire. The Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, has launched a probe into the circumstances surrounding the shooting.
Well, speaking about the circumstances surrounding the shooting, what I found interesting was the wider reportage from the media fraternity. I heard the voice of a gardener who was saying he's been working in the area for 20-odd years and he never would have imagined that he would have, seen or heard something like that.
In
He
that
said
community.
he went to pick mangoes and he had to get flat, There was a lady whose voice was she was so afraid she didn't want her voice to be, so they had to distort her voice.
Yeah.
And she was saying she's been living in the area for maybe 7 years, she said. And she said, just to think that people of that ilk are there in the community and you don't know.
Scary.
It was very scary.
And that's why you just have to really be very careful because it's almost as if the scourge of criminality has, become like a cancer everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like nowhere again is
Nowhere is
safe or
exempt.
off limits. You know what I mean? So uptown, downtown, rural, urban, it doesn't really matter. And it's sad.
But note that, by all indications, people may choose, and we're seeing it more. We've seen it in other parts of the country where people choose, maybe they're not perpetrating crime, so it's not that that area is not safe, but they're choosing to hide out in spaces that you wouldn't think.
Yes, yes.
So we've seen in gated communities and all sorts of things, like and quote-unquote upscale communities, that people are choosing to rest in particular spaces before going and perpetrating crime in other spaces.
Yeah.
And it is most interesting to see the quality of intelligence gathering improve. Yeah. So, I'm saying I appreciated the wider reporting on it, so you could get an idea of the impact on communities.
There was one lady too who was worried about a family member who is bedridden and was unable to, help himself. And she was quite concerned, in the hail of gunfire as to his safety. Luckily, she found out that everything was okay. And so, but it was quite traumatic for a lot
I
of
can
people.
imagine.
And we hadn't heard of the identities of those killed yet. So hopefully as today progresses, we may get some more information.
well.
Let's jump to the headlines number 2 now. Well, the police are linking folded in or missing motorcycle mirrors to fatal crashes. A risky practice among motorcyclists riding with their mirrors removed or turned inward to squeeze through traffic has been tied to a worrying share of fatal crashes on Jamaica's roads. According to the Jamaica Constabulary Force Assistant Commissioner of Police, ACP, Dr. Gary McKenzie, who heads the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, he says crash investigations over the past 3 to 4 years turned out more than 100 motorcycles involved in fatal crashes, and in over half of those cases, the bikes had mirrors folded in or missing altogether. ACP McKenzie questioned or cautioned notice that it is unlawful to operate a motorcycle without mirrors, and warns riders who disable them to reduce their that it reduces their ability to detect vehicles approaching from the other side or from the rear, creeping into their blind spots during lane changes and overtakes. They're renewing their appeal for riders to keep their safety gears intact and visible. Working mirror could be the difference, they say, between a close call and a fatal crash.
I've spoken about that, you know.
Yes, we did.
We've spoken about it. Your mirrors are supposed to be this
And
way.
it's not.
It is this
and it's
way.
turned this way. So
Because
you see riders with their mirrors go like this.
And I saw, when you spoke about it, Dennis, I actually saw a rider. I'm like, oh, that is what Dennis was speaking about. But those, you see them car bike there a while ago, it's a different breed of bike, right? So let us,
mom's bike.
Yeah, that's a different. I don't even know. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Can you imagine? Is it style or what?
Yeah.
No,
But curly, it's the weaving in, and sometimes I wonder if bikers understand that the road rules are also applicable to them, right?
Yeah.
So when you see the red light, it means you must also stop.
No, they don't.
You know,
They
it's
don't.
That's their goal.
And
Yeah.
no, you drive in a lane.
Yeah.
You drive in a lane. It's not for you to drive
Yeah.
Between
the
cars.
vehicles.
Yeah.
You drive in the lane.
Yeah. I see it all the time, and it's just, for me, the heights of carelessness, recklessness, and it needs to stop. Because what happens too is, a lot of them will do that with the wing mirror being in, so you are blind, you can't see anything.
can't see
Why would
anything.
you want to not have a rear
And
view?
remember, if you're wearing a helmet,
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all
your sphere of
Peripheral vision is already cut
limited.
short.
It's all because you're like this. So you would really have to be looking.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You need to be able to, at a glance, check.
Dennis, watch me. And Kerlyn, and guys, let me know. So the other day, I was reversing. A lady is calling to me. I'm ignoring her because I am reversing. When I reversed properly, she kept calling. I said, Ma'am, you cannot call to me while I'm reversing. I have to concentrate on what I'm doing, because the moment I take my eye off what I'm doing, I could easily meet in an accident or crash. So Miss Kitty said, he's a new driver. you know, say, I want to go down in night, right? Guys, I have seen my friends on motorcycles, Kerlyn. I don't call to them, because then it's just one look away. It's all it takes for you to end up in a light pole or somebody's car or to crash. You cannot call to somebody while they're reversing.
Especially
Am I right, Dennis?
No, when we were kids, you're right. When we were kids, we used to learn, don't distract the driver. You sit down in that back and you make up too much noise. Stop the noise, your father is driving.
Yes.
Them days are done.
And it's a big woman thing. Let me look on her.
You're a new driver.
You know,
you're
say, lady, wicked is scared of that.
Yeah, printer.
Better say, hey, the cotton and the crown and the cotton and the velvet, them, pick up things and Pablos. I'm telling you.
Choice words from
You
the garbage.
cannot. I am reversing. I need to concentrate and focus.
No, you don't need to concentrate. Just.
And then when you lick somebody's car now, they gone about their business and you're the one stuck in the mess.
And then they will tell
Guys,
that you're a new driver.
Come on, guys. We have to do better than that.
We do.
But I'm asking the riders, please use the road with caution. The road rules apply to you as well. And get your mirrors out. You need to see, unless you have bionic eye in the back of your head, I don't know. But you need to see. It's crazy. I don't know if you've ever driven with probably a mirror, like, your wing mirror is not.
You need to fix
Yeah.
it.
Curly,
Move
it
on.
literally,
First
the
thing
car
they
feels
thought.
odd.
Yeah.
It feels very
And
awkward.
you don't realize how much you rely on it.
Yeah.
The first thing you're
But you
taught.
know, you're supposed to. Driving instructors will tell you. Good morning to the driving instructors at the JCF. The driving instructors will tell you need to check all 3 mirrors
Before you.
every 8 seconds.
8 seconds?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So like driving, you're literally driving 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something
Or you
new
might go
today.
1, 2, 3, or you might check every 8
Always check.
seconds.
Okay.
Wow.
Because you need to be able to see what is happening 2 minutes ahead.
True.
You
True.
know?
Or what is happening behind
Yeah,
you.
or
So you can
need
take.
to, well, it's same principle. You need to see what's happening 2 minutes ahead of now.
Yeah.
And so you will see that what is going on? What is this guy doing?
Yes, yes.
What is this guy doing? Or
Yeah.
what is going on up there?
Yeah.
You know?
And in the same way, when you hear like a service vehicle, you know, an emergency vehicle, you clear the way, you know how to pull. You know, you need a wing mirror.
All right, I'm going to distract you guys now
Yes.
to go to the other headline. Okay, so we gave you some good tips, right? Okay. So actor Malcolm-Jamal Warner
Yes.
has tragically lost his life at the age of 54. According to reports, the beloved actor drowned while on a family trip in Costa Rica. Warner became a household name in the groundbreaking sitcom The Cosbys that ran from 1984 to 1992. He also starred in fan favorites like Malcolm Eddie, Read Between the Lines, and The Resident. And he made notable appearances in major crime suits and 911, like 911, right? So Warner is survived by his wife and daughter, and he leaves behind a body of work that spans decades. We
I
loved and
I
know.
saw it. Remember, we called him just a couple of weeks ago. There was a young man who came here,
Yes.
one of the Ray Nephew
Yes,
Foundation.
recipients,
He
yes.
was, I didn't name Malcolm-Jamal. I was like,
Yes.
oh, like Malcolm-Jamal
Yeah, from the
Warner
Cosbys,
from the
yeah.
Cosbys, and Malcolm-Jamal Warner in that role as Theo.
Yeah.
He was everybody's
Son.
brother,
Yeah.
son,
Friend.
friend.
Friend, yeah.
The
Brethren.
themes,
Yeah.
the themes that the show dealt with. He was a very relatable character.
Yeah.
He made mistakes.
Yeah.
He disappointed his parents.
But very, very mannerly.
Yeah,
you know,
he was.
yeah.
You know, he thought much of himself as a teen, and he played roles up. And the
It's
roles that he
heartbreaking.
played later in life, you know, it showed an evolution in his career. You grew up and you just
Yeah,
liked him.
you
He
feel
was-
like you lost a family member.
yeah.
That's how it feels.
Yeah.
When I saw the news, my heart literally sank.
Yeah.
And then because, you know, he's been getting back a lot of roles lately,
Yeah.
and it's almost like a resurgence, you know. I was so happy for him. But, you know, Dennis, as I said, as we were talking about in my dressing room this morning, I was saying that, you know, we're saying how life is so fleeting.
It is.
And you're here today and literally gone tomorrow.
God, he would have been making plans for today.
Can you
and for this
imagine?
week.
You go on a vacation, and you're coming back without your husband and without your father.
Dad,
My heart grieves for his family, and we send our prayers, our
Yeah.
strength and support and condolences to them at this time. It just made me feel, I felt so...
It's a heaviness.
Yeah, it's a heaviness.
And then
Yeah.
again, maybe when you're a picnic, you hear 54 and you think big old man. But then the older you get is the more you realize
Yeah, 54.
that ain't so old.
Yeah.
A young man, he was a
Young
young
man,
man.
yeah.
At the young age of 54.
Yeah.
It is, wow, heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And you know, just before we wrap things up, summertime, children are going out swimming, families going out. So,
Yeah.
Well,
you know, we just want to
statistically, it
encourage
is unfortunately the season where you do have a higher.
higher rate of
That's why you have to be very careful. Have your lifeguards. If you know you cannot swim or your children cannot swim, do not venture out in the deep part. Don't go on any floating device. Don't just stay on the
And look
sand.
here, and if you can swim, this is another factor that people don't take into account. You can't, by all indications, she can swim. That's why it was in the ocean.
ocean, yeah.
If you can swim,
Still be careful.
But be careful because you go to strange places.
Yes.
Me always used to hear people say, if people in our community, they know their river.
Yes.
Them know don't swim in that part there.
Yeah.
Cause them know back 10 years ago, 15 years ago,
Yeah.
how much people drown
Yeah.
right there. So don't swim there. So if you
Yeah.
don't know the place, If you go to the beach and you don't know the currents and you don't know
Yeah.
just play it safe. You're a
Yes.
big swimmer, play it safe same way.
Agreed.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That's,
agreed.
Those were the headlines. We'll
Thanks,
have
Kerlyn.
the news in detail later on.
All right. Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
All right.
Kerlyn's up in the morning time. Kerlyn's like, isn't that my time?
Oh, no.
Can you leave me for 7 o'clock, please? Oh, my God. Don't call me.
Oh,
TK, come back for your job.
Morning, Teeks.
TK,
All
that's
right.
it. Who shall spread out tonight, you know? I thought I saw her yesterday in that picture, but I want to look again in a
we'll look
two-piece. Yeah, in a yeah. May I look
Why
again?
not? We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
She's got the summer body.
Bye.